Being creative can be expensive, however, financially rewarding when we become educated about our money and spending habits. Creatives that are students, today is just for you. We're talking about creativity and finances. This is Living Outside the Box. Hey fellow creatives, I'm Ashley Thompson, and today we're talking about creativity, creatives who are students, and your finances. Today I have with me EMACK Consultant CEO and Debt Sucks University founder, Janae Adams. Hi Janae.
Hi.
Today we're talking about students who are creatives, their finances, and my biggest thing, especially if anyone has been paying attention to the economy right now, we can see a lot of things going downward. Janae is a financial guru in her own right. She has published 2 books, the Debt Sucks University, and the other one is
The Money Attractor.
The Money Attractor. And can you just give our audience a little bit about you and why I think you're the financial guru?
So what everybody always wants to know about me, I did pay off $50,000 of debt in 2 years. And so that is what led me to my business today. So I travel all around the world speaking to college students, high school students, and corporations and their employees about financial literacy, financial wellness.
And where does your heart really lie when it comes to speaking about financial literacy?
It's definitely with students.
See, I'm helping y'all out today. So one of the biggest things that even for me being a creative is when you're a creative, we spend a lot of money with our ideas, trying to market those ideas. Even me, within the last 2 years, I've lost a lot of money, drowning it in new business ventures. So what I want to know from you is, with creatives who are students, what are some ways that they can take what they know and make money?
So definitely I understand with creatives, but I would say the first thing is the mindset and understanding that although you are creative, you are a business woman or businessman as well, and it is a business. So although you're very creative in the things that you do, you can't be creative with your money.
Right.
You have to be strict with it and strategic with it. So I would tell those that are still in college that are creatives that you need to find ways to be able to get your artwork out there or your creativity out to the world as low price as possible. So a lot of things like social media is a definite way.
And I was going to say that social media would be definitely a big avenue to go. I do have a question. How is it, because we're talking social media, I know a lot of people use LinkedIn for professional uses. Is it very, would it help a person who's a creative to use LinkedIn?
And it would help anyone that's a creative on LinkedIn. It just also depends what your creativity is.
Okay,
if,
gotcha.
If your creativity is graphic design and website design and those kind of things, LinkedIn, you can find a lot of entrepreneurs on there that would need your services. It gets a lot harder when you're talking about like artwork.
Okay, gotcha.
Because in order to make really good money on there, you have to be someone who sells high-end artwork. So you have to think about who's the clientele on LinkedIn. Clientele on LinkedIn are corporations, employees, foreign entities, those kind of things. So you don't want to price yourself the wrong way.
Gotcha.
Because then you end up being someone who's overlooked. Because they're saying, oh, if their artwork's $200, but if it's $2,000, now it becomes something that they want.
So what I'm hearing from you is know your value.
Definitely know your value in everything that you do, not even for those just creators, but everyone needs to know their value.
How is it, and I ask this because you speak to thousands of college students, and for all the students that you've talked to, what is one of the first things that you say to college students when it comes to making money?
When it comes to making money, it's know your talent. So creatives tend to know their talent already. A lot of people who are not creatives, it's hard for them to say, I'm good at this, I'm good at that. And if they can't find out, say, ask your friends or your family what they see in you, what they think you do really well, and then find out how to monetize it.
Once we monetize it, here's the next best thing, knowing what to do with the money once you're making it.
Yeah.
I know for me, over the years, I've made and saved a lot of money just following you on social media, gaining tips from you, reading through your books, learning and having conversations with you. What are some tips that we can give to these college students where they can do the same thing?
First and foremost, make sure you separate out your business and your personal money.
Yes,
that's the first thing.
Major.
So if you're really trying to take whatever you do creatively and make it into a business, you need to have a personal account and you need to have a business account.
Yes.
So when that money starts coming in, you're not commingling funds.
Yes.
Because that's how you get them alphabet boys on your tail, the
Yes.
IRS. And also being able to save so you can reinvest into that business as well. So any money that you're making, let's say it's $100 for something, then of course you need to reinvest maybe $50 and then put $50 towards your business account for to be able to pay yourself later.
So I do want to highlight something because we can make money from our talents and our gifts. But one of the interesting stories that I like about you and your college experience was your internship. And we don't hear a lot of people talk about it because paid internships has just become very popular, whereas before we didn't have as many opportunities. So could you shed a little bit of light on your situation?
Yeah, so I was a full ride scholarship tennis player. So I had to go to summer school twice in the summer, and that was 2 summers was actually at Wisconsin State, and to just get ahead a year in order to do an internship. So I finally landed that internship, and it was an 8-month internship that paid $40,000 annual salary. So I made $3,000 a month. And they gave me a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment, a company car, and paid for my gas all 8 months.
And this was before you even graduated.
Oh yes, this was going into my senior year. Yes.
So once you graduated, what was your debt like?
Yeah. So the good thing, because I had, that full ride, I graduated debt free with 10 grand in the bank. It was life afterwards that ended up in the 50 grand of debt.
Gotcha. So were you able to save money during that course of doing your internship and being in school?
Well, so the internship, I was someone who didn't understand money. So I was supposed to be having 24 grand at graduation. I had 10 grand, so they'll tell you exactly what my savings was. But that's another thing that creatives need to think about, is the emotional spending that you can run into, especially as a creative. I can imagine, I'm not a creative, my mind does not work like you all's, okay? But I can only imagine that emotional spending could be even higher.
Yes.
And for creatives, and so you have to be able to control it. So that's what was going on with me. I was in Minneapolis by myself. I went to every concert there was. I went to see Michael Jordan play his last game with his minister. I was like spending money, flying my mother up to Minneapolis. That's how I lost $14,000.
Gotcha.
So for creatives, I would tell you, if you get a paid internship, really focus on saving as much money as possible.
And that is very key, especially when you talk about graduation. And I know this is for the creatives, but I did want to touch on this because this is a huge subject right now, is the student loan forgiveness.
Yes.
And I know a lot because I get to work with you. But for those who are now on campus, we're all kind of like sitting ducks because we're waiting to see what actually plays out with this next election and the student loan forgiveness. So can you give us a little bit of information on that, because I know you are very well versed in that area.
So I'll try to keep it concise. So right now, the students on campus, as long as you took out a student loan before June 30th, 2022, you are in line to possibly get $10,000 or $20,000 forgiven. The $20,000 is for people who have Pell Grants. Majority of HBCU students, like 95%, have Pell Grants. So you probably can count on 20,000. But what's happening right now is that 7 states that are led by Republican attorney generals have blocked it and put a pause on it, okay? That's the importance of voting. So when we're talking about this election, y'all have $10,000 or $20,000 of money laying on the line right now. Because
did y'all hear that? 10,
20,000. And just understand, as HBCU students, as creatives, as students overall, you don't want the House and the Senate to flip.
Yes.
Or you're going to be a sad individual. Not just student loan forgiveness, a lot of things that we don't even have time to even the money that comes to HBCUs.
Yes.
It's a reason why that's happened in the last 2 years.
Yes.
And so you better go and vote everybody on this campus.
Yes, it's very important. Again, creatives, I brung on Janae Adams because she is so well versed in finances. She travels the world internationally, talking not just to college students, but huge corporations about how to manage your money. Financial literacy is very important right now, especially if you're a creative and you're trying to start your own business or trying to turn your hobby into a cash flow. Can you tell us how we can stay connected with you, where we can find you?
Yeah, so I would say definitely my website is debtsucksuniversity.com. And then, of course, on Instagram is probably the easiest, Janae Adams Speak. And my name is spelled like Janet Jackson, so Janet.
Yes. And guys, I'll make sure that you have all of that information in the caption. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us today. And let's remember, as creatives, we don't have to subscribe to no lane. We can live outside the box and do what we want, when we want, and how we want. Thanks for tuning in.